Hi, welcome to day 18 of Vlogmas. I haven't introduced myself in a while, although I don't know that anybody watching now is new, but I'm Kay from Bede Sisters. I am so glad you're here. The toppers of the day are Christmas ones, like red and green polka dots. It is after 3 in the afternoon, and I'm just now sitting down to actually talk to you. I got a little bit of video this morning working on my sweater. I've worked a little on my socks, but not a lot. I just have to get in today's stripe, so hopefully I can get that done in a little bit. I can show you at least what the color is, I think. Maybe. Okay. I barely started, but it's a kind of a burgundy. It's hard to see, I guess, but that's it next to the kind of periwinkle from yesterday. Anyway, like I said, I just got started. I think I have maybe one more decrease round for the gusset, and then it's just the rest of the foot. I'm thinking I may end up having to go back to the color 1 before I get to the toe, but we'll see. Because I'll have 7 more. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, 7 more colors counting today. And it's roughly 5 each. So 7 times 5 is 35. And I usually need 40-ish rounds before I do the toe. So I probably will need to go into the first color again, but that's fine. I would rather do that than have to stop before I've used them all up. So it's going to be in my shoe. I was talking to somebody the other day about the decreases. I had messed up decreases, so I had them leaning, like they were supposed to lean this way and they lean this way. I said, nobody's ever going to see that. It's a sock, for one thing. I'm not entering it in a competition. Not only am I the only one who will ever see it, like when I put it on, it's going to be inside my shoe. Nobody's ever going to see it, but you know what I did? I fixed it because it was bugging me. What I did do this morning, though, was work on my sweater. I talked a little bit yesterday about what I'm going to do, and one of you suggested it, and I discussed it with my friend yesterday at church, and we looked at it together. And while it's kind of a pain to do it this way, I am going to use the leftovers. Somebody else suggested in the comments, use the leftovers from these colors and try to more or less match it up as I go down. What I'm going to try to do is kind of limit how many rows I do so that I can hopefully use up all of the colors in the Advent set. But look, bound off down here, I've got this part curling up, which is what I wanted. I think it'll be a really nice casual look, but look how pretty. Got some pooling in here that's kind of interesting. Looks a little different like that, but yeah, got some interesting pooling in it. But I'm pretty happy with it. I almost wish it were a little bit bigger. I think it's going to block bigger. It fits. I just would be perfectly happy with it to be like way oversized for me, but I think blocking will open it up a little bit. And every time I've tried it on, I had on like a pajama shirt or a t-shirt or something under it. So that may have something to do with it too. So anyway, yeah, I divided my leftovers so that I had roughly 4 grams for each sleeve, each stripe for that color on the sleeves, which is roughly what I had last time when I had 10 gram minis and I split those to do sleeves. So I had about 5 grams in that case. So this time I have enough of all of them to do about 4, and I may not even need quite that much. The other thing I had to do was find needles because I haven't got the second sleeve put back on needles yet, but I'd like to do them, what's the word I'm looking for, at the same time. And the needles that I had, it was similar to the problem I had with the body. They were either too long or too short. So I'm going to do Magic Loop. This is a pair of Diacraft. I don't know if you're familiar with Diacraft. I don't think they don't make wooden needles anymore. Years ago, I don't even remember how long, they didn't have a fire, but their wood supplier had a fire and I think went out of business. So since then they've stopped making their wooden needles. I will say, die-craft wood needles, if you can find some, is that sort of kind of focusing? If you can find some, the wooden needles are absolutely exquisite. They're fantastic needles. I have some that I kind of collected a few at a time in like eBay sales and Ravelry sales. And then I actually ordered a set while they were still making them, and it took forever. It took over a year to get them, but they're fantastic set of interchangeables. And I also bought a D-stash set of sock size DPNs. And again, the needle tips are just amazing. I love them. The cord, however, is atrocious. Maybe it's just because it's getting old. They might have a better option now because I think they still make metal needles, maybe. But the cord is terrible. The joint is okay. It's pretty smooth, but it does tend to come loose, so I'm constantly having to check it. But if you can get some, especially if you like DPNs, if you can get die-craft DPNs, they're amazing. The other thing I got was, that I knew I owned, I just had to find it, a extra long size 5. So this is a 47 inch, 120 centimeters, I think. US 5, 3.75 millimeter diameter. Way long, but the others I had, the 32 inch wasn't long enough for the sleeves. I tried. So I have this one to do the other sleeve concurrently. That's the word I was looking for. I can do them concurrently, in theory. We'll have to make sure I get it done. All right. Let's see what we have for PK Yarn, day 18, a week to Christmas, and Missouri Star Quilt. Let's do Missouri Star Quilt first today. So day 18, there are 2 dogs right here. Lacey's right here, and Bentley's leaning on me on the other side. He does the same way he walks up, and he just sort of leans on my leg. I was working on my sweater this morning, and I thought, why is my leg warm? Fortunately, he was just leaning on me. Okay, let's see what this is. Oh, Winter Stardust quilt pattern for 10-inch squares. It's a puzzle? Really? A quilty puzzle. Pattern for 10-inch squares, Winter Stardust. So, oh gosh, look. All of the different colors. I'll show you a picture back here. Gosh, that's pretty. Does it say anything's included? Sample quilt, no. Okay, I don't think anything else is included, but it is a pattern. This is the Winter Stardust 400 piece, 20 inch by 20 inch square quilt block puzzle. How fun. Look. That's fun. When I will have time to do it, I don't know, but I actually really enjoy puzzles. I'm not very good at it. Like 1,000-piece puzzles, I'll never get it done. But I enjoyed it. Are you a puzzle person? I've known people who are very into puzzles, and they can knock them out in no time. But that's really pretty. And the colors are so pretty. Oh, I started opening without even letting you see. Ooh, now we're getting into yellow. I love yellow. Day 18 says form. Look at that. That yellow is really cute. So, whoops, sorry about that, Bentley. That would be next, although it's not going in here. But hopefully I'll be able to get it on the sleeve somewhere. Either way, I like it. So you've got some speckles in there along with the green and yellow. It's raining today, so the light in here is very yellow, which is nice for kind of ambient relaxing, but terrible for video. So we have a yellow next, and I really want to get the sleeves going so that hopefully I'll have it done relatively soon and you can see what the colors look like knit up. Whatever leftovers I have, there probably won't be a lot, but whatever leftovers I have, I'll probably go in my little apothecary jar up there until I decide what I'm going to make. Well, I hope you are doing well. I got ingredients today for our Christmas cookies and for our Christmas mush. We've talked about that in years past, but it's a cornmeal mush. Think polenta. If you've had polenta, it's very similar to that. But yeah, we'll be making that next week, probably next Tuesday night, somewhere around there. And yeah, we're making progress. Excuse me. I'm not sure when I'm going to make cookies. I need to get on it. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Saturday. I'm not sure, but I need to get on it. I think that's it for now. I'm going to work on my sweater some more, and I'm doing, I guess it's kind of a Salisbury steak. I've got cube steak that I'm going to, what I typically do is bread them and pan fry them for a little bit, and then put them in the Instant Pot along with cream of mushroom soup, an onion soup packet, and some beef broth, and it makes a fantastic gravy. Add a little bit of cornstarch at the end to thicken it. It's really good with either potatoes or rice. So that's probably what we'll have for dinner, and maybe a salad. Well, I hope you're having a wonderful December 18th. 1 week to Christmas.